everybody. This is Morning Coffee.
803.
T-Velly production.
All right, good morning. Today is our last day on the topic talking about personal development, and I really just kind of want to wrap it up with a pep talk today. We've been talking about a couple of things this week, just growing up and, identifying some things in ourselves. So that's what we've been talking about this week, and I just want to wrap it up and just say this. We all are believing God for something. We all want big things out of life. I hope that's your desire, that you want to live the best life and reach your fullest potential. Because that really should be all of our goals. We should want to make a difference here in the world, difference on the earth. When you leave here, you want people to say, wow, they really impacted my life. And there are things that will happen along your journey that are designed to prevent you from doing that. And that's why I'm just so pushing self-development so much, because the more aware we are of ourselves, the more we can make adjustments when we need to, so we can keep leveling up. And that's really what you want to do. You should not be 10 years, 20 years still on the same level that you were before. You should want to do better. You should want to do better. You should want to leave a legacy for your children, your grandchildren, your children's children, and really work on creating a better situation for them. Now, we all can see that this world is changing. This world is changing. It's so much different now than it was when we all were kids. And so the more that we work on doing our part to impart things into them, the more they'll be ready. But we can't do that if we still holding on to bitterness, holding on to unforgiveness, walking around blaming everybody for our unfulfilled, poor me, woe is me, miserable life. We're in a season now where you have to take responsibility. You can no longer blame somebody else for where you are, because now we know better. And when you know better, you do better. And it's time to do better. It's time to stop making excuses, and it's time to do better. Yes, people have hurt you. We all have been hurt. And even if you have been victimized, because God knows some people have been through some things with their families and loved ones that are undescribable, and nobody's taking that for granted. Nobody's saying, oh, just get over it. But we are saying it's time for you to make some preparation to let that go, to let that hurt go, because you're never going to get to where you want to be in life until you learn to let it go. And for you, letting it go may mean getting some therapy, going to talk to somebody. And we talked about this a little bit before, but I just want to make sure that you understand, because that's the purpose of Morning Coffee. We are here to provoke you to change and to grow so that you can have a better life and thrive in relationships. And you just can't do that when you got a bunch of weight on you from yesterday. You have to come into a new season. And coming into a new season starts with leaving the baggage behind. It's just time. It's just time to take that victim coat off. It really, really is. It's really time to forgive them. And we've all heard the saying that says, forgiveness is for you. It's not about the other person. And it really is. Like I can tell you that these last couple of years, I really had to learn that. And this is real talk, so I'm just keeping it real. But I got in a state of unforgiveness about some things, and God had to really deal with my heart about that. He really had to deal with my heart, because it's one thing when somebody hurts you and somebody that you love, and you don't take it well. But it got me in one of the worst states I probably ever been in, because I think I spent so much time staying in shock about how this could happen to me. Like, everything's so personal, and I think sometimes we take things personal. Yes, it was a personal situation, but you have to understand why the attack is coming against you. It's not necessarily coming against you. This is what does the Bible say about the enemy? That he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So at the end of the day, those things are after your purpose and after your mission. And if you think about a football team, that's playing now, I don't know a whole lot about the teams, but if the person on defense can get the offense in a position where they down, or the other way around, because I don't know about the offense and defense. But the moral of the story is that one player can get the other player down, they have more chances of winning the game. Now you let that sink in and you think about that. If this player is going for that player, they know that player got it. See that one right there? We can take this one out. We got the game. And the enemy trying to win the game. And you can't let him win the game. You got to level up. You got to beat him at his own game. And that's why I push so much about leveling up and growing up. Because you got to rise above that. They hurt you, but you know how you get them back? You stand back up. You got to stand back up. But like I said, having dealt with that, I definitely understand. I understand now more than ever what being hurt feels like. And I understand what getting back up feels like. Because when you get back up and you keep it moving, when that player gets back up and you show that enemy that you're not going down like that, they're not going to take it well. But guess what? You have just made a statement that say you can push, you can kick, you can punch, you can attack me, but I'm going to get back up. And that's what you have to do. You have to develop an unstoppable attitude, and you really have to. I know a lot of us, a lot of people just grew up in bad families. I hear about that a lot. People grew up with some not so good mamas, some not so good daddies. I hear that even now. It just cringes me when I'm out in the store somewhere and I hear a parent like cursing their child out real bad. Whew, it just does something to me in the inside. I'm like, oh my God, you don't have to talk to nobody like that. But at the end of the day, let me say it this way. Some children grow up with that. Before I get into what I was about to say, some children grow up with that because when you talk to somebody like that, you just like slowly like killing all their little confidence. And I think that's why it just bothers me so much. Like, don't do people like that. Like, we all should be talking to people and treating people how we want to be treated, but not everybody does that. So you have to change the way you respond to that person. Are you really going to give them the victory like that? Not only have they victimized you, but now they get to steal the rest of your life because you can't let it go and get back up. Do you really want to see them win like that? That's what you have to ask yourself. You have to get back up, and you have to do what you have to do to get better. If you need therapy, go get therapy. If you need to go to the altar and pray, then go to the altar and pray. The point is, it's time. You have to take responsibility. This is not the season to keep blaming somebody else. You got to come out of that season. You got to come out of that season of blaming other people. People are not always right. We've established that. Now, what you going to do about it? That's the question of the day. We're just talking about self-development, but that's the purpose of the morning coffee show. I don't know if I called it the T-Velly show before, but this is the morning coffee show, and we are on a mission to provoke you to change and grow. I'm going to say that again, so that you can have a better life and thrive in relationships, because some of us don't trust no more. Because it's tough to kind of put yourself back out there and trust somebody after a failed relationship. But it's doable. You can do it. Take what you learned from the failed relationship and do better. Make better choices. Look for better signs. Be more aware of yourself. That goes back to that too, because even if you were in a bad relationship, a troubled relationship, you still have to take some responsibility, because at the end of the day, this person presented the invitation to you and you attended the party. Nobody made you go to the party. And I know I'm not talking about people who present themselves to be one way. I get all of that, but the signs are still there. You can't tell me that the signs are not there, because God will always send you a sign. Just say you didn't see the sign, or just say you ignore the sign. Keep it real. The more you keep it real with yourself, the more you can grow up. But that goes back to conditioning your mind to take responsibility and say, you know what, at the end of the day, this person served me this invitation. I went to this party. I stayed to this party. At some point, I knew that this probably wasn't the right party for me, but I stayed. And it's okay. Because now I'm at the point where I have decided I'm leaving the party. Now, when you leave the party, don't keep looking back talking about the host. Because you might as well stay at the party if you're going to keep talking about it. I'm just trying to help y'all grow up. I'm not perfect. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just telling you. Become more aware of your own actions and do the work on yourself. Your life will be so much better when you get to know yourself. You get to know your purpose. You get to know all the special things that God placed in you. All of the beautiful talents, all of the things. You get to find your uniqueness when you spend time with yourself and develop yourself. You get to find out that you have a voice that somebody needs, that you matter to somebody, and something you have to say, something that you do is designed to help somebody else. You got to fall in love with yourself like that. You got to love yourself and not take all the love, every ounce of love that you have, pouring it into somebody else, trying to make them love you because your mama didn't love you, your daddy didn't love you, this person didn't love you. I'm going to tell you a little nugget that God told me, and then we're going to sign off for this week on personal development. But a lot of people that are hurt, they are trying to cure hurt. They want people to cure hurt. And the only answer to hurt is God. God is the only one that can cure your broken heart. But a lot of us take that hurt and we just pour it over into different people. Oh, this one hurt me. I'm going to get out of this relationship. I'm going over to this relationship. Because you haven't got to the core of that hurt. You need to let God clean your heart out. Because nobody can imagine how that feels to grow up without a mom or without a dad, or to have them, one of your relatives, to try to, fondle you if that happened to you. But what I'm saying to you is do the work so you can be free. Get the therapy you need. Let God love on you so he can tell you that, no, you didn't deserve for that to happen to you. So this has been a great week. I hope that y'all have learned something this week. On this personal development week, if you learn nothing else, just learn to do the work on yourself. I told y'all earlier in the week to get a journal. Start writing some stuff down. Write down how you feel. Write down why you feel like that. Who made you feel like that? And if those people are living still, do what you can to forgive those people. Ask God to help you to let it go. Because believe me, I know it's not easy. It is not easy, but I'm here to let you know on the other side of that hurt is something amazing for you. Because when you can look back at somebody that hurt you and still say, I bless you. You didn't do me right, but I'm going to bless you because God told me to bless my enemies. I'm going to bless you. And God will just do amazing things for you. Your heart will be free. You can move on, have thriving relationships with other people. Because people can try to love you all day long, but if you still holding on back here to who didn't love you, you'll never receive that love. So I hope y'all grabbing all these nuggets today. Personal development. Do the work for yourself. Examine where you are. Examine the condition of your heart. Do what you got to do. Therapy, that's something that people don't like to talk about, but I believe in therapy. It's a real thing. They have inexpensive therapists. Get on Facebook, find you. They got plenty of therapists on there. Anyway, so this was a great week on personal development. We're going to be back next week. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. So me and the Lord will talk about it over the weekend, and whatever he wants to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about. If you want to come back and talk about more personal development, then we'll do that too. But if you want to hear me talk about something, or you have a show idea, or you have a question, send me an email at morningcoffeelive1@gmail.com. Connect with me on Facebook at Morning Coffee Podcast Show. You can send me a message on there as well. So I hope y'all have a great weekend. Remember, that God loves you no matter what. He rooting for you. He on your side. He wants you to have the best life. He wants you to live the best life. And he want to see you to live free. And let it go and forgive those people. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll be back Monday morning at 7:45 a.m. I'm your host, Tanisha R. Atkins. Level up.